Have you ever compared a human eye megapixel with your iPhone camera? Check out below. A human eye is a 576 megapixel camera, composed of 576 million single pixels, which is quite large in contrast to your 12 megapixels iPhone 7 camera. You will be surprised to know that a normal human retina has more than 5 million cone receptors on it. Because the cones remain responsible for color detection, you can believe that it is analogous to a 5 megapixel version for the naked eye. Although there are nearly 1,000 million rods which sense a monochromatic variation that serves a significant part mostly in the sharpening of the picture you catch, what's more, even this 105 MP is a little off because the eye is anything but a still camera. The eye is not a static image screen grab webcam. It's almost a live video feed. Our eyeball moves smoothly in tiny angular motions and constantly changes every picture in our brain to sketch the image. We do have dual eye pupils, yet our minds integrate impulses to help improve focus. We normally sweep our eyeballs across the scenery to collect enough details. While considering these reasons, our eye, including the brain, provides a higher pixel density view or images irrespective of the number of cells in the retinal photoreceptors. Let's talk in research. New evidence reveals that the human visual system, human eye, and mind are susceptible to seeing phantom images. A processor can only observe a current phase of optical illusion that researchers historically believed. It turns out our eyes are more impressive than we suspected. Scientific analysis has shown that the resolution of the naked eye exceeds 576 megapixels. It's significant when you equate it to the 12 megapixels of the iPhone 7 sensor. Then what does that indicate? Is really that the natural eye practically equivalent to a camera? Time to click your eye. A 576 megapixel resolving power implies that to take a snapshot of an image on a screen, extraordinarily bright and transparent that you can't see the difference between each pixel, you would need to pack 576 million pixels into a zone the size of your field of view. Through various examinations, it has been expected that ideal visual sharpness on the visual field, that implies that your eyes are wandering around the image before you see that image. However, in a solitary preview length look, the resolving power drops down to around 5 to 15 megapixels. That is because your eyes have plenty of imperfections that wouldn't be worthy of a camera. You observe high resolving images in a little zone in the focal point of your vision, named the fovea. Get to grip with blind spot. You got a blind spot where your optic nerve crosses the retina of your eye. You move your eyes around a scene not exclusively to take in more data yet to address these blemishes in your visual framework. Your sparkling eyes always flick around to cover a lot bigger zone than your field of view, and the composite picture is gathered in your brain simultaneously, similar to sewing a scenic picture around. In great light, you can differentiate between dual fine lines on their separation in the event of 0.6 curve minutes, 0.01 dot degrees. It results in an average pixel resolution of about 0.3 arc minutes. Unless you take a decent 120 degrees as your horizontal visual field with 60 degrees in the plane perpendicularly, this converts 576 megapixels in its existing data. Moving towards reality with 576 megapixels existing data. Inquisitively. Contradiction: the vast majority can't recognize the distinction in quality between a 300 dpi and a 150 dpi photograph when printed at 6x4 when seen at an ordinary distance from the image. Now what? Even though the natural eye and mind when joined can resolve gigantic measures of information, for imaging purposes, 150 dpi yield is all that could be needed to give sufficient information to us to acknowledge the outcome as photographic quality. In any case, remember that ladies get more cones and men get more rods. Accordingly, the women see colors better and more splendid than gentlemen yet can't see too when it gets dim. Some obscure realities. The eye isn't a camera focal point, taking depictions to spare in your memory bank. It's more similar to an analyst, gathering hints from your general condition, at that point returning them to the cerebrum to assemble the pieces and structure a total picture. There's absolutely a screen resolution at which our eyes can no longer recognize pixels. As indicated by a few, it as of now exists. However, with regards to our daily visual experiences, chatting on megapixels is excessively basic. Logical investigations have demonstrated that human eyes can arrive at near 570 megapixels, overshadowing every little camera throughout the planet. Yet this is inaccurate. Except for cameras that have the same focus at any stage in their image acquisition zone, the naked eye provides 570 megapixels of focus dispersed across the entire eye, and most of these 570 megapixels of focus are at the core of our eyesight. Future snapshots as you grow older. Talking about the future, most people never get this sort of vision either. Our retina is fit for this obviously, alongside the human optical system tends to wear down with age and often has hereditary defects, so most people have more unfortunate vision than cameras if you think about this. Yet, if humans were insusceptible to refractive mistakes and had the ideal lens framework, they would have 28ths vision. Falcons are said to have 24ths and a few birds of prey like an eagle even have 20 halves. An ideal depiction of life are those which we need to record reality instead of 576 megapixels.